I'm a 35-year-old woman, and for most of my life, I've been the invisible middle child in a small town where people wave at each other in grocery store parking lots but don't say anything real. You don't talk about dysfunction here. You smile, you wave, and you carry whatever your family throws at you like it's just part of the package. Growing up, my role wasn't really up for debate. My older sister was the golden one, always out-achieving. My younger brother was the sensitive one who everyone tiptoed around. Me? I was the helper, the runner, the default babysitter, errand girl, extra pair of hands. I wasn't praised. I was used. That was just normal. After college, I had a job lined up in the city, but then my dad had a stroke. Everything dropped. My sister had just moved out of state with her new fiancé, and my brother refused to step foot in hospitals. He said the smell made him anxious. So I came back home, thinking it would be for a few months. I ended up staying for 3 years. I managed the hospital visits, made sense of the medication schedule, paid the bills, argued with insurance, cooked meals that fit his new dietary needs, and drove him to physical therapy twice a week. I still worked full-time too. I don't think anyone in my family ever asked how I was doing. Not once. It wasn't even a question they seemed to think about. When he passed, I thought something would shift, that someone would acknowledge what I had done, not a trophy. Just a thank you. What I got was my mom looking me in the eye and saying, "We all lost him. You're not special." That was it. That was the closest thing I ever got to recognition. My sister came back for the funeral. She posted a photo with our dad, one taken years ago, and made the caption sound like they'd been close the whole time. People commented things like, "So sorry for your loss, and he was so proud of you." She liked every single one. While I was still trying to write the eulogy, my brother was in the garage collecting tools and yard equipment. Said he'd been meaning to get those things before someone else grabbed them. I hadn't even had time to go through my dad's dresser yet, but apparently the weed whacker had more sentimental value. When I brought it up to my mom later, told her it felt like they were all just pretending nothing had happened, pretending I hadn't carried the entire thing alone. She rolled her eyes and said, "Always the martyr." That night, I drove straight to a small studio apartment I'd looked at a few months back. It was tiny, above a bakery, smelled like cinnamon every morning, and I signed the lease the next day. I didn't make a big announcement. I just left. The house had started to feel like a coffin with working plumbing. Every dinner after that was a performance. My brother would brag about his new job, my sister would FaceTime in to show off her kids, and anytime I tried to speak, even just to say I was tired or still having trouble sleeping, I got told I was bringing the mood down or starting something. Eventually, I just stopped speaking. No one noticed. I washed the dishes. I took out the trash. I showed up with wine when asked. And when birthdays came, 3 years in a row, mine wasn't even mentioned. No card, no call, nothing. I still showed up to theirs though. I bought gifts. I smiled through cake. Somewhere in that 3rd year, I started keeping a journal. Not to process feelings or anything soft like that, just to keep a record. Proof that I wasn't making this up in my head. Because when you grow up in a family like mine, you start to doubt even your own memory. One dinner, I brought dessert. My brother's wife took one look at me and said, "You're lucky you don't have kids. You only have to take care of yourself." She said it like it was a compliment, like I should be grateful to be excluded from the world they all got to live in. That night I didn't cry. I made tea. I sat on my bed and stared at the ceiling. Then I packed a bag. Just essentials, clothes, a few books, my journal. And I wrote down one line, "They think silence makes me weaker. But it's going to make me free." I didn't send a message. I didn't slam a door. I just left everything behind the same way they always did, quietly, like it was no big deal. But this time, I wasn't coming back. The first